Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to SmiteTalk. I'm here with my co-host FG3000. How's it going, buddy?
Am I unmuted now? Can I speak?
You are allowed to speak.
Thanks. What's going on, Octane?
Hey, I'm doing
Welcome
good.
back to the show.
I know. I feel like it's been a while since we've had a show. It has
A little
been,
bit, a little bit.
It has been. Well, it's been a few weeks, right? Yeah, it's been a while.
Maybe.
It's been a while. People have been asking, where's FG at? Did he leave? Did he stop playing Smite? But then I come in chat, and I'm like, whoa, look at all these FG fans out there. Man, he's got a little fan club.
It's just popped 10 times over.
I think, yeah, right. I think nobody noticed you, though, at the, none of these fans were at the SWC, you know? They weren't jumping for joy, you know?
Sure.
Oh,
I know what you're talking about right now.
You had your fan club. You had your fan club at SWC, though.
Hey.
They followed you.
They weren't fans. They were fam.
Fam.
Change the letter.
Oh, look at you. Oh, my word.
Yeah.
You're such crap.
Cheers
All
to
right.
that.
So, folks, those of you guys who are just joining us for Smite Talk, this is a show that used to air weekly. We try to do it as often as we can now. And the show is very much a traditional kind of radio show where FG3000 and I sit around and talk about Smite. But we kind of have preset topics that we want to talk about. But you guys can call in at any time and join the conversation. So you guys can, you know, jump in, talk about a god. You can ask a question. You can ask anything. As long as it's Smite related, you guys can call in and we can talk about anything. So we're using a program called Raid Call. It allows us to kind of set up different stages for people. So if you get in Raid Call, there'll be somebody in chat that in the Raid Call program, very similar to like Ventrilo or TeamSpeak, that just checks to make sure your mic and audio is set up. Make sure you have a question available. Then he'll put you on deck. And when it's your time, I'll pull you right into the live session, and you guys can talk live right here on Smite Game with us. So, in the meantime, you know, it's been about a week since SWC. What have you been up to, FG?
Oh, yeah. Has been a little while, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Felt like it was just like last weekend. Are you sure?
It was last weekend.
Yeah, it was. Womp, womp, womp. But since then, I'm just enjoying a little bit of PTS, a little bit of Hoo Yee. And yeah, just been kind of hanging out, man.
Yeah, good for you. That's cool. That's cool. I think for me, you know, I got back, took a little break from video games for just a few days, got some stuff done, spent some time with the family, and then jumped in. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? Then went ahead, spent, you know, played some Smite, did a viewer games the one night, had a good time. And then outside of that, I jumped into a little bit of Evolve, a little bit into H1Z1.
I'm sorry, Mr. Zombie, man.
Yeah, I really didn't get a chance to play much H1Z1, to be honest with you. Like, the servers were just destroyed the one night, and then in the other opportunity, I only had about an hour, so I didn't really stream it. But I played a lot of Evolve the other day, and that is a game I will be picking up. But outside of that, that's really been my week. I'll be going away for business for a few days, as always. Going away for a few days now, and then when I get back, we'll be jumping back into some Smite here on Wednesday, so that'll be cool.
So important, so important.
Do a decent amount of. We got a new location opening up in Maryland, so I got to travel down there for a few days to make sure everything's in order. So outside of that, I want to let you guys know that if you look directly below my video stream here, you can see the raid call information. So go to raidcall.com. That's right, and put in the code 7461039, and go ahead and give us a call. You just click the button, it puts you in queue, and you guys come hang out and talk with us. Also, if you guys want to submit a question, but you can't do it over Raid Call, feel free to email us. We'll be reading emails throughout the show. SmiteTalk@gmail.com. Once again, that's SmiteTalk@gmail.com. Make sure you guys email us over there. Fixing your mustache there. Looking good?
Micro said he liked it. I just made it like 5 minutes ago.
You just
made it?
Mistake.
It was my mistake because I normally have a goatee and then I did this and I was like,
I hate when that happens.
I had to just make it happen.
I thought it was just the creepy pedophile mustache, so it's all good.
No.
So let's go ahead here and we're going to go ahead and kind of jump into some of our topics for this week. Also want to remind you guys, this show is available on iTunes and also on the Android platform. So if you guys want something to listen to on the way to work, you know, or when you're at work and you need something to focus on separate, look up Smite Talk. Look it up on iTunes, 2 words, Smite Talk, or look it up as well on other avenues like Slacker or BeyondPod. So I'm going to throw it over to FG. What are we starting out talking about today?
Oh, topics. Let's just since I don't have it up right now, let's just talk about
Conquest V2.
Conquest version 2, or probably version 3 if you really want to be, maybe even version 4 if you really want to be like really technical. Like you had the side camp one, and you had that one that was kind of We have the one we have now, and then this one.
Green
So
and
this
yellow,
is the 4th
yep.
Conquest.
Yep.
Yeah. So let's talk about it. So did you have a chance to check it out on the PTS? I know you did.
I didn't actually play it on the
Oh.
PTS, but I did. I did. Yeah, I don't know who's got time for PTS. But what I did do is, in order to prepare for the last show and this show, I went ahead and watched a few videos that some content creators had put out. I also read a few articles out there. One of the ones I actually like the most is one by Proxy, and that's on Smite.
Proxy.
Yeah.
Crafter
Oh my word! I know that's on Smite Central, and I'll link it to you guys in chat. This is the one that I kind of looked into, and yeah, I mean, I'm really excited for it. Graphical wise, what do you think about it? What do you think about just the way it looks?
Graphically, it's a lot to get used to because they're just it's totally different, completely different than what you're used to.
Yeah.
So we're just in the same place that you always are, like getting blue buff or at mid camps. Everything is just so weird.
Yeah.
Like warding the gold fury. I'm like, do I take a left here or right here? Like, it takes me a little while to get used to, but I like everything about the map except for the houses. I don't really like those, but I'm not gonna.
Really? Okay.
I don't really like the houses on the order side, but whatever.
Okay.
That's a small nitpick. Everything else, the lanes, the new towers, the way they look when they fall down. The fire giant has killed me too many times because I'm
you aren't paying attention. So yeah.
Because I'm playing support and I'm looking up at the HP bar and I'm looking down at the ground to see when something's about to hit me. So
okay,
rip.
I can see that. Yeah. So starting out, we'll talk about the visual aspect of it. Really impressive. I'm pretty sure they were able to make this leap because they moved to the new Real engine. So I think they're on version 3.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
What is the engine they're on? Why am I not remembering it?
It is the Unreal Engine, but I don't know.
Unreal, yeah. Now they're on the version 3 of it, which allows them to do a lot of this type of stuff. And looking at the Olympus, when you turn around and look at it, it is amazing. Like the detail's insane. Like Hi-Rez has outdone themselves this time. So I'm really surprised and really impressed with that. Really happy with that. Looking at the rest of the map, it looks really cool. Looking at the coast, that side looks awesome with like the ships and the water and everything. And like the Gold Fury hanging out on the mountain. Like that's seriously.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Like they're going big. The Gold Fury looks awesome now. The Fire Giant on the lava side looks really nice. So
the lava side is pretty cool. Like solo lane is very interesting looking now.
I don't now here's a question. Do you think they can go farther with this? Like looking at it now, like how much farther can they go? How much more can they improve on the aesthetics of the Conquest? Like there really isn't that far to go.
Yeah, I think graphically we're reaching a point. You know what I mean? Like we're finally getting there. But if we would have asked our past selves the same exact question
I guess that's
2 years ago, we might have said the same thing. So I remember when I used to think Athena was impressive. Like I saw Athena, I was like, oh wow, she looks so good in this game. Yeah. But now she has, she looks way like by the wayside. So ask us the same question in 2 years, and I'm sure it's gonna look even better.
Exactly. So while we wait here, we have a lot more to talk about on the Conquest map, but let's go ahead and we'll bring in our first caller here, Shadik 9100. We're going to go ahead and bring them in, and then we'll jump back to the Conquest map to see what they want to talk about. So let's go ahead and bring them in. Hello, Shadik, and welcome to SmiteTalk. How's it going?
Hey.
Hey. So what do you want to talk about today?
My question this week is, do you think Ho Yi's ability, the Ricochet, will influence newer gods?
Okay, cool. Great question. I'll throw it to FG first.
I don't know if I completely understand the question, but I mean, as far as like,
I think
gods with Ricochet abilities,
I think what he means by it is like, look at it traditionally now. Let's look at Neath. Everything is very like skill shot based in a straight line.
Sure.
Even AoE abilities, you put them straight in front of you and they're in that spot. Whereas Ricochet adds this new mechanic to the game where you can shoot an ability and it bounces off. The bounce effect. We haven't really had this bounce effect where, granted, like Hercules Boulder, I guess, kind of can bounce off one thing, but the Ricochet allows us to engage without engaging. Like it allows you to do damage to someone, for example, like shooting it into the jungle when there's a jungle fight going on and just kind of like Hail Marrying it through there. So it's one of those things which is new and different, and we haven't seen that mechanic at all quite yet. So, yeah, I mean, I think it opens up an avenue. It definitely makes, things a little more interesting. The ricochet itself, I think, is what really is in question here.
I mean, I think you just kind of defeated your own statement there. When you think about Hercules has been in the game for a while, so you had a big circle ricochet, and you had more of a heat-seeking ricochet with Nija, who you like to pretend's not in the game. So you've had a ricochet there, and
so
now you
terrible.
have a straight line, kind of, straight line in a sense, bounce off a wall ricochet. So we are
multiple
seeing the
ricochets
evolution of ricochets in the game.
Okay.
So I'm sure if it makes sense, we'll probably see it again. But I'll let the caller ask any other questions before I start talking about the ricochet, because I have a lot of things to say about that.
Okay. Any other questions you had about that, Shadik?
No, it doesn't go on the ability side.
Okay.
Although, I have another question.
Go for it. What do you got?
Do you think there will be another event like the Odyssey for the next year's SWC?
No doubt.
I'm shaking my head right now. Yes, and more yes. I think the Odyssey success was even bigger than what people expected. I don't even know that Hi-Rez was anticipating it to do so well. Maybe they were, but from what I heard, not necessarily. So I think without a doubt they will, I don't know if they'll call it the Odyssey again. They might have another cool name for it. Maybe they do. Maybe they call it the Odyssey every year so that, it kind of keeps reoccurring and everyone understands it. But the crowdsourcing is the best avenue to go. It not only allows Hi-Rez to not have to invest more of their dollars into it, but at the same time, it allows the community to get even more hyped and built up around this entire event. So I think it's a great avenue to go. It not only fuels the game itself with more content, which some people aren't interested in esports. They just want more content. But then it also fuels the esports kind of side as well. FG, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to happen, but I was trying to look up Dota 2 to see what their compendium version 2 looks like, and they haven't really put up any information yet.
Oh, okay.
So I was just trying to see if they were going to do the same thing this year as well, but I don't see anything.
Another $11 million? Yeah, right?
Yeah, that was insane. I can't imagine them not doing it, and I can't imagine League of Legends jumping onto that pie too. Because League of Legends just funds it themselves, right? They don't do a crowdsourcing thing. So yeah, I think they probably will jump in and destroy everyone. I mean, why would you not? It's been proven now. And the two people that, when you look at the prize pools, it makes League of Legends, Dota 2, and Smite look a lot more competitive than League of Legends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The 1, 2, 3. When in actuality, League of Legends is way up here, Dota's right here, then Smite's like down there. So I think this year League of Legends they're gonna show out a little bit.
Yeah, I can agree. Great question. Do you have any other questions for us today?
No, I got a statement though.
Go for it. We'll take a statement.
Japan follows Smite game.
I know it. Get ready. Get ready. They can't not.
Once, I mean, the big one, I feel like once the beta fully opens up over in China, it's still not open. It's closed beta, and it's only closed beta available on the weekends. So it's not even like closed beta available anytime. And, so unfortunately, let's look way past this. I don't know what's holding back open beta. Like, the game is already built and structured. Why are we not just opening it up over in China? Why are we doing a closed beta unless the game is significantly different? And it shouldn't be. So, I don't know. Unless FG, you could think of a reason why they would keep closed beta for so long and not open up beta in China is beyond me. I don't know why we haven't gotten there yet. Like, closed beta, sure, for like a month or two, but the game's already gone through that. Like, why are we redoing it when we didn't do a closed beta when we opened it up in Australia. Like, we put a server in Australia, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I was going to say, like, translation. It's about all I can tell you. Because you think about, like, Archage, when it came out, that game's been done for, like, 4 years, but they had to translate all the quest text. Yeah. And that took, like, almost 2 years. But there's not that much text in Smite. So only thing I can really imagine is this translation, but I totally agree with you.
I'd be interested to hear...
Why not have a god in the game? Like Oelix, for example. Why Why is she not in the game yet? You know what I mean?
You know, Hi-Res Stu right now has an AMA going on Reddit. Why is Smite in closed beta in China? It has already gone through that part of development.
Truth.
Open beta? We did not have closed beta. Have closed beta for Australia.
Oh God, we have to see and listen to.
Throwing it out there. That's right. Done. Done. Well, good question. Good statement. I do appreciate it. Sadik, thank you for coming on the show, man.
Thank you too.
All righty.
Oh, Spiteful said audio translations as well. So that could be a whole beast.
So correct, and I understand that, and that could be the case, but that's what's keeping it like in closed beta. You know what I mean? That's kind of...
you're kind of like, just open it up.
Open the floodgates. Let's bring them in.
I hear you. Well, maybe they'll answer your question, and we'll have it on the next episode.
That's right. I put it on that AMA, people. Go upvote it. Let's get an answer. Let's get this done. But yes, I do agree. Like, I think once China opens it up and it becomes a little bit larger in that Asian market, that'll be cool. So let's talk a little bit more about the Conquest map that we were talking about there. We talked a little bit about the visual changes. Let's talk about jungle. What were your thoughts on it? Some people were saying that the jungle feels a little more wide open now. Doesn't feel as restrictive. What are your thoughts? No doubt.
Yeah, it's way more open. Yeah, I can't even, it's just super, super open, and it's a good thing. I don't really have an opinion if it's better or worse just yet. I'm just so confused at the point right now because I played support just so I would have to roam around a lot because I play solo and I didn't want to play the new map and just stay in the solo lane. So I played support, which I have no business doing. So
that's right, you stay away. Oh wait, Naja can play support. Hold up. Apparently Naja can play support at SWC. They picked Naja to play support. Do you remember that?
They did, and it was amazing.
The moment
I actually don't play Naja support. I mean, I do just to kind of get on your nerves, but I'd rather play ADC or mid.
The moment I saw that, I tweeted at you right away. I was like, "You gotta be kidding me! Why?
I don't think when you think about sidetrack, and then we're talking about Conquest, but we can talk about that next week. Sidetrack to the SWC. I think Naja. I'm talking about just standing ovations when it comes to God picks. Naja and Odin and Zeus combo was probably the biggest standing ovations that were there that day.
Okay, yeah,
confirm or deny. Confirm or deny.
I'll confirm. The Odin Zeus was the best, but it flopped like crazy. Flopped.
It flopped though. Wah, wah, wah. But it was cool to get like a little flashback. I think we could have had Sobek and Cupid would have been a nice flashback.
Yeah.
Cupid in Hades would have been a funny flashback. But yeah, Odin and Zeus, man, old school. That was like the thing to have back in the day. Sorry, sidetrack. Conquest map, very cool. I'm looking forward to seeing, and I don't know if you want to kind of segue to the next topic or take another caller.
No! What I was going to talk about outside the Conquest map as well was, what are your thoughts on the buffs, though? The buff changes, where we're getting rid of the speed and the attack speed and movement speed buff, and they're kind of splitting that. Like, I was kind of happy the way it was, but this feels more balanced for a map that people were saying were not balanced on both sides for the win-to-loss ratio. It'll be interesting for ADCs as well to not have that blue buff available, and because that's been such a pinnacle item for ADCs in that duel lane. To not have that available anymore. I'm so happy it's in solo lane though, which will be great for Hercules in solo lane, having that blue buff readily available. But any thoughts on the buff changes?
Now they get a measly 10% attack speed. It feels like nothing. It literally feels like nothing.
That's all we get.
So I played support, and it still felt like kind of like the same lane. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people thought this was going to slow down the action in the lane. But, I still, hog archer minions attack at the same time. It was kind of the same flow overall. So I don't see it really slowing down. And I also don't see, a lot of people thought that Cupid and Xbalanque would make a comeback just because they rely so much on their auto attacks to clear. And now it looks like everybody kind of has to. But Rom still has the ability to kill that lane really, really fast and aggress on you, where Cupid still doesn't. So I didn't see any of that happening. They still look a low tier to me. So that buff didn't make other hunters better, in my opinion. We'll keep seeing it.
Yeah.
But those are the only things I see right now. It didn't feel like it slowed down the lane too much, and I don't see low tier hunters just automatically just coming to life just because you bring people down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because Cupid's already low. You brought everybody down a little bit, but they're still at the bottom.
Come on, bring them down to Cupid's level, people. Come on.
Yeah. I did see some Afro lanes.
Okay.
But I'm not really worried about Afro.
Meh.
Still not
I
worried
also
about Afro.
something interesting I saw in chat. This is from Firemoo. He says, "I'm a Chinese myself," so I guess he's it might be a little translation issue there, but he's in China as well. And he says, "When Tencent takes a new game, they keep it closed beta for 1 to 2 years." That's kind of hindering the growth to a degree, because can you imagine if they continue it for closed beta for like another year? Like what that does to China as one, for the competitive scene, and two, for expanding the brand. I feel like Smite's like at its point now, like it's on the up and up, it's on the climb. Why not like boost it? Like, because a Chinese open beta would just blow the doors off. You know what I mean? Like that's I don't know. I'd be interested to get a more concrete answer there as well. So that's kind of interesting. Yeah. So let's see here. Before we move into our next topic, we'll take another caller here. Beta Bob here. Let's go ahead and bring Beta Bob.
Do you know Beta Bob? You said
Beta Bob, what's going on, Beta Bob? Hello. Are you there?
Oh, hey.
Hey, so we want to talk about today. Welcome to SmiteTalk.
I have 2 questions for you guys.
Okay, let's take the first one. What do you got?
I want the second one.
I want the first one. Go for it. Don't listen to him. What do you got, Beta Bob?
First question is, do you think Ho Yi is viable in the jungle?
Ho Yi. Hoo Yi. Can I call him Ho Yi from now on because it sounds so much better? So FG, what do you think? Hoo Yi, what do you think about being viable in jungle?
So I assume, people are talking about him being a jungler because the fact that it's easier to ricochet his arrow while you're like standing in the jungle camp, which, it's a pretty quick clear. And then of course his ultimate can basically shut down a lane. So if you come up behind someone, you hit him with your Hunter's Mark, which is what I'm going to call it because I don't know that.
Hunter's Mark. Oh, Smite called it that last show. I was like, oh my word.
That's the easiest thing to call him. So just picture this scenario, right? You're Hoo Yi, you jump out in the mid, you pop Hunter's Mark, you land your stun, do a few auto attacks, and then you shut down the lane with your ultimate. I can see that. I mean, I can see it. And then if you need to get out, you have a 3, so you can either use it to chase, which I've been using it to, secure kills, or to get away. So I mean, it can happen. It's the same thing as when Ullr came out. Yeah. People were using Ullr to jungle just because he had a stun and he had a steroid. I mean, any god can do that per se. The only problem I see with that is if you do it in a casual queue, it's not going to work because someone else is going to play a hunter. So now you have 2 hunters on your team, and I feel 2 hunters is diminishing returns.
Yeah.
Maybe if you're lucky and you get someone else to play like a, Aphrodite Odin lane or something like that. Something besides another hunter over there, maybe you can get away with it. I mean, it works. Is it optimal? Meh. I don't know yet.
Is the burst there though? Is my question.
Like, the burst isn't there for a while.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
If Hunter's Mark can hit him with your 1, that's your burst. That's it.
And my second question is, what about the clear? Is the clear there? Because I feel like early on the clear is vital, and if you do not keep at the same pace or take off from in jungle, your team falls so far behind. So that's my big one. Is the clear available for you for jungle camps? And is the survivability available? That's a big one.
What do you think, Beta Bob? How do you like him so far? Have you been using him in the jungle?
I haven't tried him in the jungle, but I noticed that in while laning, his clear doesn't always clear the minion wave, so sometimes you can fall behind.
Yeah, the ricochet is really important. If you didn't have a ricochet, I would say no. If the ricochet does help a little bit clearing jungle camps, just like I said, because it's so easy to bounce it off of a wall that way. But I don't know, man. It's just too risky. The one thing I've noticed with Hoo Yi is that once you do your 2-1 combo, let's say you miss your 1, you're done. Like, you really don't have a lot of power at that point, and you can't really secure them. where you compare that to someone else, like a real jungler like a Circuit, she has ways to get you, right? She's going to chase you down. Even if she misses Cobra, first of all, she has 2 chances to hit you with a Cobra's Kiss. She can chase you down with a dash, a leap, a ultimate. She has so many ways to chase you. So when it comes to him being a top tier jungler, he doesn't have all the tools, but you know, he can do it. He can do it.
That is very true. That is very true. So what's your second question? What do you got for us today?
My second question is, what is a meta that you miss? Like the meta I miss is like Mercury in the solo lane.
Oh no, I hate you. Get out. It is not happening. I knew I made a mistake bringing you on. No, I'm kidding. What I miss is green buff Odin. Green buff Odin.
Wow, I don't even know what that is. Can you explain to us what the heck that is? I'm sorry.
You are terrible. So this was when Odin Zeus was at the peak. This was the old meta where Odin was like a tank and, you know, was a support guardian. Call him Frank the Tank. And the big one with him was green. So you were with the green buff was available in dual lane in replace of where blue was. You had green. And green was a health regen option. So imagine health regen on a guardian. That was awesome. Imagine that on Sylvanas right now. Can you imagine that?
Sylvanas and
it would be so good. So yes, I miss that. So that's what I would have to say.
I'm actually okay with the current meta. Like I don't miss 2-1-2. I wasn't around for green buff. I don't really miss like when warriors were destroying everyone. I like the meta where it is. I like it. Just keep on moving. Just keep on moving.
All right, so you got anything else for us today?
No, that's all.
All right, well, thanks for calling in. I appreciate it. All righty. Green buff for the win! All right, so what else we got?
I don't miss anybody being able to buy anything either. I don't miss that meta either. Back when Ra used to be able to build tank items and run around unkillable, I don't miss that either. None of that.
So what's our next topic? What do we got? What are we talking about?
So since we're talking about conquests, high res, was it Sean?
What was that? What was that noise? What was that noise?
Upward inflection.
Oh my gosh.
It might have been Sean. I don't know. It wasn't Stu. I put that on there, but it's not Stu. But someone from High Res mentioned that this Conquest version 2 patch is going to have 50 new item adjustments.
What? I really hope not. I really hope not. Like seriously.
50.
Every time you change the map does not mean you have to do a full item overhaul. Oh, you know what you're going to see? I wonder if you're going to see mana on ADC items. Oh my gosh, I really hope not. That would completely defeat... Oh my god.
High-res Scott, sorry.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Oh, no.
So let's talk about this whole 50 thing. So a lot of people during the course of these last couple of years in Smite, people have been asking about new items. Can we have more items? Can we have more items? And High-Res's stance has always been, hey, we don't want to introduce so many items all at once. We want to put out an item, see what it does. Put out an item, see what it does. You know what I mean? Give it time to kind of formulate in the meta. Because think about it, Witchblade's been in the game for how long? And now it's in the meta. Wingblade is another example. Those 2 items have been in the game for a long time. Witchblade kind of came in the meta about maybe 6 to 8 months ago. Wingblade is a new current thing, and those items have been in the game for a while. So they were really conscious about putting items in the game and just kind of letting them, get their own kind of, whatever. Now, 50 new items / adjustments in one patch.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh.
So this has to push the SWC out a little bit. I know they were talking about starting it at the end of the month, weren't they? It has to push it out. You can't add
No. They said it today.
Season.
Have your team ready in the next 2 weeks. SPL will be getting started. Of today.
That's crazy. That's crazy to me.
That means that they're going to have to announce all these item changes this week.
That's crazy to me. And then you start a season. You start a season where games actually count. There's no preseason. Like, this is the season. It starts with all these new items. I don't know, man. I don't know about all that.
That is nuts. That is nuts.
Let's see what chat's saying. Let's see what they're saying.
Yeah. I'm eager to see where they go with this, because it's like... My biggest fear is mana on ADC items. I'm not joking. Like, I really hope they don't.
No, not new items. New / adjustments. So a mixture of whatever that is. So it could be 5 new items and 45 adjustments. So not just 50 new items.
Yes, I'm sorry. I did throw that off a little bit there. I really hope that we don't. I really hope that we don't. So we'll have to see what that happens with that. But it's crazy. It's crazy. No,
Blame the tank says it's just going to be a bunch of tooltip fixes.
Tooltip. That's funny. So let's go ahead. We're going to take a question from email. You guys can email us at smitetalk@gmail.com. Let's see here. This one comes from Tyler. He says, I'm interested in going into League. I have 35 masteries. I main support. Way to go! How do I approach the scene? I understand how to rotate and lane. So how does he approach the ranked League scene is his question. What answer do you have for him, Mr. FG?
Don't listen to Reddit at all. Just jump into League. The only way to learn how to play in League is to play League. Don't listen to anybody. You've already gotten 30 plus masteries. You're dedicated to your role. I will say you're safe with support for the most part. You're probably going to get that.
Yeah.
For the most part, but you should probably learn another couple of roles because there is a possibility that you won't get support and you might get stuck in something else that you're not really comfortable with. And I don't know if your god pool is ready to just jump in the solo lane or jump in the mid. So you might want to learn a couple more roles ahead of time. But support, I'd let you slide on support because I don't think you're going to have too much of a problem.
Nope.
Just jumping in and just calling support.
Exactly. I never had that issue. Like today I jumped into a Conquest game before the Smite update and I waited and waited. And I was like, I'll fill, but I'm always better at support. So finally I was like, support. Somebody was like, that's fine. I don't think anyone else is going to take it.
Yeah, we're fine with that.
Support. That's cool.
So yeah, jump in the League, get ready. If I were you, I would actually just say, well, I can't say that because I'm sure there's something to fight for the season. But I'm the type of person where if I see something new coming out like Conquest, I've told my YouTube channel, Conquest videos are done. Like I'm switching to the new Conquest. I don't even care about the old Conquest anymore. I'm ready to focus on the new map. So I would say jump in the PTS and just start learning the new map. That way, when you jump in the League, you might even have a head start on some of these people.
Yeah. No, it's a very good. Most people I feel like too don't have like 35 masteries when they start League. Like I feel like a lot of people are a lot less. Like we always have people come in here and are like, hey, how many masteries do you recommend for starting in ranked? And I always say to have 3 masteries in every role is what I say. So
like
that would put you at 15. So that would allow you then you could play any role because there's 3 gods in each of those roles that you could play and have available for you. So that's what I always recommend for people that ask me. But you're way ahead of it. I mean, 15 to 35. I mean, you're looking good. So
yeah, you should be fine. I'm sure. Don't be scared of League. Coming from a person that actually doesn't even play League, but don't be scared of League, man. It's the same exact game. People are a little bit more tense. But it's the same exact game. In fact, it's even more fair than casual Conquest because you can ban out certain gods that are overpowered or cause you issues. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Don't be scared of it.
Yeah. Let's take a second question here. This one's from Justin. He says, how do you counter build against assassins?
Woo! Oh, hello.
Interesting question. So what is your first thought there? So, well, I mean, yeah. I'll throw it to you first. I was going to comment, but I'll let you take it.
Well, I mean, that's such a broad question because it depends on who you are. Like,
All
are
right.
you the support? Are you the mid? Are you the hunter?
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure. Well, why don't you take one avenue and I'll take another avenue. So,
okay, well, I'll tell you my first thing. Hunter, don't even counter build versus assassins. Don't even do it. Period. Maybe buy Witch's Blade at the most, and I can't wait to see what chat says. But in my opinion, you as a hunter, your positioning is everything. You probably have a built-in escape if you're playing any hunter in the game besides AMC. So you have an escape. Positioning is your friend. You're ranged. If you have too many defensive items, you are not doing your job. Your job is to kill people. Your job is to carry. You can't really itemize Magi's all the time. I mean, you can, but it takes so much away from you. I would not go any further than Witchblade, and you don't counter if you're playing a hunter. Just don't do it.
Yeah. No, that's a good one there. I mean, I can take it from the support side just because that's where more of my experience is with support. The big one is if you're running into assassin, how do you counter it? A lot of the times with support, like let's talk about like Geb, for example. So you'll start out usually with Watcher's Gift, and you have Hand of the Gods, and then you have your 4 health pots, 4 mana pots. your second item there, even though if you're running into a lot of burst from an assassin, let's say that your dual lane is getting hit a lot from an assassin, you're not going to go ahead and, or at least my understanding, you're not going to go ahead and jump right into sovereignty, which is your physical defense there. You are going to get your second item, which is most of the time boots. So you get boots right off the back there. So your third item most of the time traditionally is sovereignty, and the reason is because traditionally the dual lane you'll be going against another tank and another ADC. So you get the sovereignty to help counter that, and by that point in time you have gone ahead and met up with the enemy assassin, which is most of the time the jungler, to see the damage there. So it all comes down for a tank and a support role. You're building your items based off of what you're running into. So if you find, wow, like I'm really running into this Loki constantly, you may find that your like fourth item might be a physical. So you might do your third item sovereignty, your fourth item. If you're not hitting a lot of magical, you might steer away from going with like Magi's Blessing or something like that. You might actually go into another physical protection item. So from a support angle, it's kind of a little bit different, but I could agree with what FG is saying. Like, you're not going to alter with an ADC with your item builds to go ahead and counter an assassin. It really comes down to your lane comp adapting to when that assassin pops out to do the damage, to make sure, like, one, you have a beads available, or two, you have a root or something available to you. If you're Geb, if you're laning with a Geb, that you have a shield readily available. So there's a lot of in-game counters already kind of built in to deal with it. Middle, maybe sometimes you see something picked up in order to counter.
Yeah. Breastplate of Valor and Magi's for a lot of the mages because they're so squishy. And they're still going to do a ton of damage regardless. So I can see that a little bit more. Definitely Magi's and Breastplate of Valor on mid mages and stuff like that. And then solo lane, you pretty much counter your other soloer, and it's going to be hard for you to get out of that towards the mid and late game. So like, let's say if you're going against another physical in the solo lane, you typically want to build counter towards another physical. Obviously, this is an assassin. Let's say you're chalking, you're going against Nija. You already lost, but let's say you want to try to win. You build your physical, and then you just kind of fill out the rest of the game and see what's going on.
Yeah. No, it's a good. Yeah, it's a good one. That's a good question. That's a great question. Those are always good ones.
In chat, a lot of people were saying that the guy might be talking about Joust.
Whoa.
Where the rules are a little bit different, I guess, because.
You could take it from all different angles, though. You know what I mean? Like, you can take it from all different angles.
I would definitely be more flexible on a hunter building defensive items in Joust. I would totally agree with that.
So, what do you want to do? Should we take another? Let's take another caller. So your buddy Pop, your buddy Pop Fritz is up next. You ready? Your biggest fan. Pop Fritz, welcome to SmiteTalk. How's it going?
I'm good.
Hey, yo. You're FG's biggest fan, huh?
Yep.
Yeah. I've been talking to Pop for like years. Tier Monster in chat.
All right, so what's your question today?
Okay, it's about like the new map.
Okay.
Do you guys think ADCs will remain in the dual lane or switch to the solo lane?
Dual lane.
Yeah, I understand the premise of them moving them over, but the Gold Fury is still on the duo side. And it's so, I mean, just think about it this way. Let's say you swap, and I like to use Nisha as an example because Nisha is awesome. Let's say you just swap Nisha from solo, throw him in the ADC role, and then you put the ADC over there in the solo role, and now you have to go and fight the Gold Fury. He's not as good at taking down a Gold Fury as a Hunter is going to be. He's just not going to be. And, old meta, you're going to have Devourers. You can even take it yourself for a little while, where Nisha is not going to have any type of lifesteal for forever. So just contesting Gold Furies, I think Hunters are still going to stay over there.
Yep, I agree. Because what else? Let's think of all of the different roles that are out there right now. What would you swap if you put the Hunter in the solo lane? Then you're gonna have what in the dual lane? What are you gonna put in the dual lane? Are you gonna do like a double
assassin or warrior?
Yeah, so you're gonna do like a warrior guardian meta, or you know what I mean, like super tanky style. Like, I mean, I guess you could try it, but I don't know. I feel
Chalk over there. Let's say you have Chalk and Geb or something, or Chalk and Sylvanas. Let's do a better example. Chalk and Sylvanas, because they have the clear. That part is legit.
Yeah.
If you are a jungler, right? I'm trying to think about it from both sides. If you're a jungler and you gank solo lane, it's not as you're not gonna be able to gank dual lane anymore. I mean, it's kind of positive, but I don't know, man. This whole thing is so new. I guess we're just gonna have to see and fill it out. My first instinct is that I don't think that is going to change, but I could be completely wrong.
Yeah, no, we'll have to see. What other questions you got?
What do you guys think of the new purple buff?
Purple is the attack speed
like
one.
it. I like it. It was kind of interesting when they had everything split up, like back in the day when they had everything split up, where you could have like cooldown and then you could also have speed separate. It was definitely interesting, to say the least. It made the individual buffs a little bit more valuable compared to starting to like combo them together. It's kind of unique to see them going back in that direction, where like the individual buff and its value is independent compared to merging it with another one. So I kind of like it. I'm eager to see how it works, though.
What if they bring back you can actually have more than one buff at a time?
No, no. All right, you ready? Fine. I'm gonna play AO jungle and get speed, red buff, and blue. GG. I'll kill your whole team.
Back in the days, I remember like Arachne just running around with all the buffs, just destroying people back in the days before jungle was really jungle. It was just like, this sucks. But you put all your cards on one god, and if they die, you've just lost all your buffs for your team.
Yeah, that is very true.
Little different strat. Never again. I'm looking at chat. People are like, some people are like, yes. Pop is like, yes. Gravity's like, no more buffs. What else you got, Pop?
That's about it.
All right.
Even now.
All right. Well, cool. Well, thanks
Good
for calling
stuff.
in. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right. How about another question? How's that sound? Let's see here. Another question.
Sure.
This question comes from Tanner. Says, do you think AO is going to be a competitive level god even after his nerf? And was the nerf good enough? Do we need to talk about SWC here and how much AO destroyed everyone in SWC?
Yeah.
It was disgusting. You still see him banned like all the time. Like the games that I've played since I've come back, everyone's like, ban him first, you know?
Yeah, the crap. I don't want to say the crappy thing. The thing about Ao Kwang is that once he zero ends on you, you're pretty much dead, or you're almost dead.
Yeah.
Either way, you're out of the fight. You have to stop everything you're doing to get away from him, and he's going to stick to you like glue. Like he is insane. So yeah, I don't see him falling off anytime soon. Is there a current nerf on him? Because I haven't looked at that.
No, that was when they made a small adjustment like a while ago. I think that was from a little while ago.
Yeah, he's still insane. Still insane. And even if like you're going toe to toe with him, that's like, all right, I'm about to win. Oh, you're dead. Like it's over.
It was funny. I was talking to a buddy of mine who went to SWC with me, and another guy, and he used to play AO, back in the day. That was his first mastery, and he fell out of Smite and counter came back in, and it was the first time. It was like the night before, I think, SWC. He played him, and he was like, this guy's disgusting. Like this guy, like the attack speed is insane. And then he saw him at SWC, and he was like, I don't understand why he's not banned more. Like this is unreal, and it really is. If you get ahead with AO and you get attack speed on top of it, it's so hard to shut him down until it's super late game and everyone's kind of up to par.
Yeah, and we saw that new double ring meta, right? With the Telcon's ring and the demonic grip.
Both rings,
I never even saw anything like that before, and it was destroying everyone.
It's so good.
So yeah, he's I know when they were talking about Dev Talk and they were bringing him into the game and kind of talking about the vision of that god. I don't know how he started talking about Ao Kwang, but their vision was he was kind of like an all in or nothing. Like he had to bust his entire kit to kill someone, and then he wouldn't have anything. Yeah. Well, now he has this huge ult, and then he just go away. So there's no problems. There's no problems.
Well, that's the nice thing. You can almost overcommit with him to the point where as long as you burn the other person down below that 10% and lower, you can ult, kill them, and then bounce out of there as soon as you need to. So it's pretty good, to be honest, which is quite impressive. So sweet. So let's go ahead. We'll take another caller here. Trying to see their name. There we go. Hello and welcome to SmiteTalk. How's it going, Les Torn?
It's going okay.
Hey, so we want to talk about today?
Well, I've got few questions for you. And the first one is for both of you, and that's which is your favorite god and why?
Okay. Do we really have to talk about this? No, I'm kidding. FG, go ahead.
My favorite god in the game is Nija. Even though I say his name wrong, it's easier for me to say it this way. Nija is my favorite god because he is the. If I was stuck in a position, this is how I always talk about Nija. If you told me that I had to pick my god before I could pick my role, like if you told me you weren't going to tell me if I was going to go mid, jungle, support, ADC, or whatever, you weren't going to tell me that. I just had to pick my god first. I would pick Nija every single time, and I would feel comfortable in every single role. And that's why I like Nija, because he's just the man. I'm comfortable with him. He can go in any lane. He's amazing. He looks cool. Done.
Yeah. My favorite god is the first god I mastered. I played him direct. I played Odin the most when I first started playing in August 2012. Odin, I think, still has more games than any other god somehow, even though it's been like 2 years. After I moved from Odin, I moved on to my favorite now, which is this little guy right here on screen.
Butter Ymir. Well, actually, this is not Butter Ymir.
This is Ymir. That's right. Yeah, the camera's not focusing. That's okay. So Ymir, yes, Ymir is my favorite guardian and also god as well. So good question.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, my second question is, if you could pick any god that's not currently in the game from any pantheon that is in the game, who would you pick, for what role, and again, why?
I'm not big into lore. I suck at this. It's
Yeah,
terrible.
so do I. Terrible question. Move on to another one.
You have failed me.
Yeah.
Wah, wah, wah.
My last question is...
I'll give at least a half an answer. I want to see another Fenrir type god, like someone that's not humanoid.
That's like a beast.
I would like to see
that's
like
a good
beast. I don't know what pantheon or where that is, but I would like to see someone that's just pure like beast. That's what I'd like to see.
Okay, I like it. That's a good answer. He answered for both of us.
The last one is, what gods that currently aren't in meta that you would love to see in the new meta because they bring a lot of flavor to a team and utility, but not so much, just get in there, get out type gods like you see a lot of play now. Like, as a good example, Sun Wukong, who's got ridiculous poke and can do a lot of different things, but still be useful, and, he's got all of that flair and flavor.
Sure.
Like, which god specifically would you like to see that are like that in the new meta?
What do you got, FG?
I'm gonna let you take that question, and I'm just gonna take his question and flip it around.
Okay.
I will say, gods that I don't want to see. I don't want to see Tyr come back, and I don't want to see Xbalanque come back. I don't want to see them become better than ever, because I hate Xbalanque's ult. First of all, I just despise it. I know all you gotta do is stutter step. I understand that, but it always comes at a terrible time. I'm trying to do something. I'm trying to escape. Or a team fight's breaking out. It's completely dark. I hate Xbalanque's ult. I despise it. And then I hate Tyr's blink, fearless, parrot. I hate that combo, because even if you, it's terrible. I always beat it too late. I'm already halfway across the screen. I don't want to see those two. That's it. That's all I want to see.
Well, I'm going to take.
the question the
Let's
correct
see
way.
here. Let's see. Can you give me the wording on that question again? FG kind of threw me off there.
Okay, my question was, in short, is what gods would you like to see come into the meta because of the flavor that God brings to the game, instead of so much for his actual abilities? Like I used as an example, Sun Wukong with all of his variations of what he can do.
Sure. I'd like to see a little bit come back. We don't see as much Habwa or Anubis anymore. Kind of their glass cannon kind of abilities that they bring, that the god brings. We've kind of seen that fall off. That was for the longest time, like Habwa was huge and really big, and going back even farther, like 2 years ago, Anubis was huge. Like it was always Anubis mid, and that's kind of fallen off. Even once like Sobek came around, there was always like a Sobek, even Anubis type of dual lane combo with the toss back into the wrap and the ultimate. So I kind of would like to see some of that glass cannon type of god style to come back, but I don't see it on the current route we're going because everything's burst now. Everything is like whoever could burst the fastest wins, and AO is a key example of that. But right behind that is Loki. A Wheelix is really good there, so I think that's where we're at right now. To be honest with you, is that burst meta, which seems to be very popular. So I would say the glass cannons.
Nice.
What else you got? What else you got?
That'll do it right now. I mean,
All
I
right.
can come up with a few more, but I don't want to hog the spotlight here, so I'll move on.
Well, I appreciate it. You have a good night.
You too. Thank you for having me.
Later.
What a cool kid. Okay, so let's look at another one here. This one's interesting. This one comes to us. This is a question from Billy. Hello, Billy. Says, hey, great job on the show. I think everybody loves and thanks you for your efforts. Well, thank you. He says, the question is, I was wondering, what position should I start to move to from mid? I am great with mages, but not with guardians. What should I try to move to help in-game overall? So I will throw that to you first.
I feel like mid and solo would be very good just because it's such a jousty thing. It's an easy transition, but if you want to learn something totally different, then yeah, of course, support. But if you want to go to another position that's you're going to feel comfortable in instantly, go from mid to solo or from solo to mid. That's a really easy transition. Totally different god pools, but it's the concepts are the same. And actually, it might even be a step backwards. If you're playing mid and you're kind of getting strung out, go to solo because you don't have to worry about getting ganked every 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I think solo is the best avenue next for you. You're so right now you're playing that mage, so you're kind of squishy. You're playing in mid, so you constantly have your map awareness left and right of you. You are rotating left and right to the camps now for the mid harpies and helping out your jungler as needed there. So I think naturally the next progression for you is to go ahead and look at solo. You don't necessarily have to play Guardians specifically in solo. I think the closest thing you'll get there is like Hercules or like a tier, but there's a lot of other gods that you can play in solo right now. Even Chang'e you can pull off in solo in some situations depending on the counter pick that's available out there from the other team. So I would highly recommend the solo lane.
Faux show.
So
I'll take Gravity Blast's question real quick.
All right, what do you got? Go for it.
Because he said he's been watching the show for almost 2 years, so that puts him in your area with Drybear and all them.
Whoa!
But he said he can't get in the raid call, but he wants to know, what do we think about Anubis mid? Like we saw China play. It takes incredible positioning. The damage is unreal. Are you scared of a 100% perfectly played Anubis?
Yeah, he's referring to Knight, the player Knight. And I'm not scared about it because I feel it's not going to pick up a ton. I mean, it's that glass cannon type of god that I really, really like. And I think that it's not going to take off overall, even with the new map. Maybe the first few days of new map, but I think things will settle down a little bit. I like it. I think it's so popular in China because they're like 15 gods behind us. I mean, it's terrible. It really is. It's such a shame. Yeah, so that's my kind of thoughts. I don't think it'll take off. I really like Anubis. Anubis I can see doing really well in like casual. Like, hey, if FG and I are going to do a game, sure, I'll play Anubis, middle, whatever. Have some fun with it. Try to hit some raps. But I don't know how well it'll do on the competitive and or on the league rank side.
Totally agree. At the end of the day, there are moves in Smite that are hard to hit, and that dictates how hard they hit. For example, there's moves that are really, really straight and narrow, and they're really strong because they're hard to hit.
Oh, you just cut out for a second. Why did you cut out? I can't hear you. I still can't hear you. Can you hear me? All right, hang on. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, I just turned on the audio in a different spot. Hang on. Let me find out what's going on there.
I had such a good point.
Yeah, I wasn't listening. No, I'm kidding. Let's see here. Yeah, for some reason, like the audio just disappeared in raid call, but on this one it is not. Let me Yeah, I'm gonna restart my raid call. I can still hear you though. Just want to make sure. Get it together. All right, let's see. It's all right. Everyone can still hear you. We're good. We're good. All right. Open that sucker back up.
The fails.
Yo, you listen here, children, okay?
This is like the first time you've ever done. Like, you've ever messed something up, Octane.
I don't mess up
You
anything.
got a pretty good track record, so I want to hold this against you.
All right, let's see here.
Hey!
What's wrong? All right, hang on. Can you hear me? No, I still can't hear you. What the heck? For some reason, audio does not want to work in raid call. I broke it up. I'm gonna unmute you. I'm go to meeting. All right, there we go. Let's see here. Audio. Let's see. Save. Look at you, just throwing back the drinks now. All right. Well, I'll throw up a question. We'll take one of the questions here. This question here, and you can answer it. Oh my God, that question's so long. I'm not taking that one right now. Oh my God, there's another long one. Why are people writing novels?
Pop says I'm so quiet, so you've messed up all kinds of stuff.
All right. What? Wait, all right, hang on. Let me give you a question. Do you think the new item changes will be affecting the shift in ADC meta due to the addition of the purple buff? So you take that question while I try to figure this out.
Attack speed. No. I don't really see. I know a lot of people have been asking about Odysseus bow and Ichabod, and I don't really see. I actually played with them a lot today. If you look at my history, I've been playing Hou-Yi, and I've been bouncing around with all the different bows and all the different types of starts. I don't really see those coming in, just because you lose so much. You already get 10% attack speed. What's 40 now that you have Odysseus bow? So I really don't see those builds coming into flavor. I think we're still going to see the unicorn builds. If you're not familiar with that, that's pure penetration. You're also going to continue seeing like the attack speed crit builds from from back in the days. You might see Transcendence come back, but I don't really see too big of a shift. Hunters are going to be the most stale build role in Smite, even with the new Conquest map. In my opinion.
Okay. So, quick question. I'll go to meeting. You don't have raid call, right?
Yeah, I'm just using raid.
Try to say something in raid call real quick.
I am.
Oh.
I'm holding down F2.
No, you're not. I don't see the little speaker next to your name going off. So maybe it's not me, it's you. You see a speaker next to your name going off in raid call?
Yeah. No, it's not a speaker, it's a microphone icon. I'm holding down F2 and I'm speaking.
Yeah, every time you talk, look at. Yeah, every time. Yeah. But look next to your portrait in raid call. There's a little green speaker every time you talk. Now, I don't see one when you talk.
There it is, right there. I'm looking at it.
Oh, it's not coming up on mine. Did I hang on. Did I
So today's episode is starring just me today.
Oh no.
FG show. Can you change the title for me real quick?
You know what? Why don't you reload raid call? Because maybe it's not me. Maybe it's you.
All right.
How funny would that be if it's not me at all and it's you, and then I could laugh and be like, nope, not me. So we'll see what happens here. Then I'd laugh.
I can't even get in.
Ah, what's going on there, Willis? It still shows you in raid call, by the way. Oh, now you're gone. Now try to get back in.
Hi there. How's it going?
Whoa, now it's working. See, it wasn't me.
Whatever. It was still you.
Oh, there's such an echo. There we go.
What are we talking about?
Oh, it was not me. Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and take a caller here.
Sure.
Propane Man, welcome to SmiteTalk. How's it going? Oh, you cut out there. Make sure you hold down that push to talk button. So, what do you want to talk about today?
Now I'm holding it down. I got
awesome. That'll boy, Blue. What do you got?
So my question here today is, how do you deal with Hercules in the solo lane and him just standing there wrecking you?
God.
Who is it I saw? You know who I saw at SWC doing really good against Hercules was Baka. Because of that, Baka having the ability to regen health just with the eat minion. So I love playing Hercules in every other game mode except for Conquest. I usually play Guardian, but when I play Hercules in every other game mode, it's disgusting how unstoppable you are. So I think he's good. What do you think, FG?
I agree. If you're trying to actually win the lane against Hercules, it's still going to be hard, like to kind of outdo him and make him feed or take his tower, that kind of thing. Your best bet is, of course, Bakasura and Chang'e for that. But when it comes to solo lane, it's not always about just winning your lane. Sometimes just going par, just stalemating it is as lame as that sounds and as boring as that might be. Sometimes that's all your team needs from you is just to say, all right, I didn't feed Hercules. I didn't lose my tower in 5 minutes. I'm ready for mid game. As long as you're continuing to farm and you're not dying, that's okay too. So, but if you want to kill him, yeah, probably Bakasura or Chang'e with Divine Run as your very, very first item. Or just getting someone that really doesn't know how to play Hercules. And hope for the best.
All right. What other question you got for today?
Osiris, bro. I forgot. This is so weird. I want to. Sorry, I know you're still in the call.
Osiris versus Hercules, yeah.
Isn't it so weird that Osiris came into the game, right? Everyone picked Osiris. Osiris. Then they nerfed Size. Osiris disappeared. Size are still nerfed. When I talk about nerf, I mean they made it more expensive. Still nerfed, and now Osiris is back. Like, how did that happen? I don't understand the meta.
Yeah, I was kind of happy to see Osiris getting played in solo because I remember when Sayo from Mortality Esports started playing, he started messing around with Osiris in solo in like ranked games, and he was getting really frustrated with it. But it's funny because like bumping ahead now, Osiris was like a norm at SWC, so it's kind of funny to see that.
All you, caller. What you got?
What else you got?
Another question I had is, Artemis, I have her as a diamond, and I just want to see her put back into leagues in the competitive play, because I think she is so good, yet she's kind of snuffed it down.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I think when you talk about competitive, there's such good junglers. And this is kind of weird. I'm talking about junglers when I'm about to talk about hunters, but there's such good junglers in competitive right now that if you have a hunter that doesn't have a true escape, now I know you can pop your ult as Artemis, throw down your trap, and just start hauling out of there, but you don't really have a true escape, like a Apollo, for example. That's a flat-out escape. With junglers being so aggressive to that dual lane and being so competitive over Gold Fury, I think this is why you really don't see Artemis anymore, just because she's a liability.
Yeah.
But dude, and when you think about like Barracuda even used AMC, which is crazy. So I'm not saying you can't use Artemis. I'm just saying as a general sense, you're just going to see people like On Her, Apollo, Neith, Rom, people that can guarantee to get out of that lane, get away from these amazing hyper aggressive junglers, and be alive to contest Gold Furies and to keep the game alive. Now that's competitive. Casuals, play Artemis all day, dude. You'll wreck.
So I need to pull Barracuda aside at some point here and ask him his thoughts on Artemis looking at the new map to see if he thinks it, because maybe this is the return of Artemis. Because of
How do you think that?
I don't
know.
know. Just because there's so many shifts going on with the new map and so many gods that are becoming more viable, especially with the blue buff now being withdrawn from the dual lane, that I'm wondering if Artemis will become more viable of a god now with other gods that have like root mechanics like Sylvanas, for example. Comboing Sylvanas, Artemis, and stuff like that. So that's what I'm eager to find out. Eager to ask him, Mr. the world's best hunter. Whoa.
Man, Mr. Barracuda.
What do you got? You're going to say something. Caller, what do you got?
Let me think. How he has like a very large AoE ult?
Yep.
I'm trying to see how I would put him in leagues, but I just don't know what to do with them.
You probably won't put him there. Well, obviously you can't right now, but you probably won't put him there until he gets an adjustment. And you know how every time a new god comes out, they adjust them. He's going to be better next patch. I have to imagine they're going to take the delay off of his one or make it faster. So that's going to bring up a lot. I think his ultimate is fantastic. Like I was using it today. I was contesting. Contesting inside of a buff camp. Done. Just clear the room. Or if they stay in it, they die. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Or if someone tries to jump on you, you can say, okay, if you're gonna box me right here, you're gonna box me on my terms. So I think he's really good. but I think the delay on his 1 and his 3 need to be adjusted. And if you're not familiar with his 3, that's his escape when he jumps up in the air and he's like kind of walking around with his bow. You come down and you're rooted for a second. And I think that's like if you're Neath and you backflip, as soon as you backflip, you land, you're gone.
Yep.
Rom, as soon as you flip, you're gone. Rom or Hu Yi, he stops for a second. And I think that it's crucial, man. I think they need to take that away. But I can't see a reason why he won't be in the meta. His ultimate's so good. So good. Zoning people out of the Gold Fury, the Fire Giant, like I think a lot of people just look at numbers and damage when you think about zoning ults. You know, I say that every time I miss an ult, but there is a such thing as a zoning ult. Like this spot, you cannot come in this spot. And that's amazing to have on somebody besides a Zeus, which is not in the meta anymore.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. That's a good point. All right, man. Well, thanks for calling in. Do you have any other questions?
No, that's it. But thank you for making my first raid call good.
Yeah. Awesome. See, that caller knew how to use raid call. You, for some reason, did not, and caused a little hiccup there. So, just saying. So let's take another question here. Oh, by the way, make sure you folks, give FG a hard time for me beating him in Super Mario Kart. By the way,
God. We're 1-1. That's a tie. The last time I checked. Last time I checked, that's a tie. But I will say we played. What was it? 5-person Mario? Or was it 4-person Mario Kart?
4. It was 4.
It was 4-person. I will say that each time that me and Octane played Mario Kart,
bam,
we were either first place or second place.
That's right.
No one else can touch us.
Those nerds had nothing on us. Nothing. So those of you guys aren't familiar, at SWC, the after party, they who took a did somebody? Oh yeah, I got a picture of us. I have to post it on Twitter. The after party was at this cool place called Main Event, and it was very much like an adult gamer version of like a nightclub where it was like they had like a full dance floor, DJ up on a platform. They had like midnight bowling going on. And when you walked in, they gave you a card and it had like 6 hours of game time on it. At least if you were a VIP. I don't know if they gave it for other people. And then off to the side, they had like a VIP section that had like pool tables that were like private pool tables. But don't think like smoky bar style pool tables. It was very like classy and clean type of style where they had a full bar, catered food as well for VIPs and other people. And then they had a full like arcade area with all up-to-date games. They had a laser tag area, which I saw Wolfie going into like after a few drinks, and I was like, wow, eager to see how that's going to go. I didn't play any laser tag. I didn't know anyone that played any laser tag, but apparently like from just on Twitter, I saw it was a lot of fun. And then they had like a thing where you could hook into a harness and go walk on top of this like rope, like jungle gym thing way up in the air above everybody.
I saw Freya up there, which was pretty cool.
Oh, really? Dang. Yeah. I was afraid she's good. So, anyways, that's right. So, anyways, one of the games that I didn't really play. I played 2 games the entire time there. And the one was Super Mario that you and I played. By the way, FG had a party foul.
Mario Kart, not Super Mario.
FG had a party foul while playing video games. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
I spilt the water while I was playing Mario Kart. Not that big of a deal.
Water. That wasn't water. Anyways, and then I played with Anatoly this like jet fighter type of game and stuff like that. So that was super cool.
Yeah, it was a good time. You guys got to go next year. If you didn't go this year, you didn't go the year before that, don't let this be the 3rd year in a row you don't come to a Smite tournament event. It's awesome.
Yeah. It was awesome. But I beat him the second time around. First round was warm-up, so, it was all good. And it wasn't even like he beat me by a lot. You were like just ahead of me, too. So that was crap.
That's how Mario Kart works. No one really ever destroys anyone in Mario Kart.
It's always super close. Yeah. But outside that was fun. The after party. I don't know how we got on that subject, but it's all good. Let's go ahead here and take another caller. Hello. Welcome to SmiteTalk. How's it going?
Hello?
Oh.
Hello. Hey. Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yep, you're good.
Finally, so long. I was waiting for this.
Oh, it's all good. So, what are your questions for today?
I kept asking, like, when is freaking, like, SmiteTalk going and SWC and stuff like that.
That's
so
okay.
I have a question.
Sure.
It's about, like, the voice packs.
Okay, the voice pack. Okay.
I feel like Ares, like, lately,
I can't hear anybody anymore.
I lost you. Hold down that button.
Me?
Yep, there you go. Say the question again. Yep, I lost you. You're back. What do
I
you got?
feel like the voice packs lately, they're not like for Neat, the Buccaneers. I really don't. It sucks.
Whoa now. I was almost on your side till you said that.
So what do you got? What are your thoughts, FG, on the Neat? Okay, let's talk about the Buccaneers voice pack. What are your thoughts on that one?
Well, he's talking in general. He feels like lately the voice packs haven't been
I'm a
as
guy.
amazing.
I'm a girl. I'm a. Oh.
What do you got? What do you got, FG?
I like Buccaneers, first of all. A lot of people don't know what's going on with Buccaneers. Buccaneers is regular Neith pretending to be a pirate. She's not actually a pirate. So you can tell by the inflection in her voice, she's just kind of joking around like she's playing dress up. So that's why she sounds the way she sounds. Lately I think Reddit has been talking about like the October, the Halloween Osiris's weren't that amazing. Kali, maybe. Say again?
The one like with the freaky voice, like the Kali kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
It's not music to my ears. It's glass breaking and like. I don't understand.
That is very true.
I was getting those players.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like they're doing a lot of like they're taking a voice and they're just kind of playing with the settings a little bit and making it sound different. I understand that, and there's a time and place for that because I actually, and this is the thing, you just said you hated the Kali Predator voice pack. I like it. I like that.
Yeah, I like it too.
That sounds disgusting. I like that thing. I think it sounds awesome.
That's funny.
But if you ask me about Osiris, I think Osiris sounds terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of different. At the end of the day, they can't please every single person. Everything can't sound like Athena. Athena I thought was amazing. It sounds totally different than every other guy.
The voice pack is really good on Athena.
Hell is another good example. There's a lot of like really different sounding voice packs. You can't knock them out of the park every single time.
Why not? Yeah. Come on now.
It's like you said, like when you take the knee dress up as a pirate, it's exactly like for example the Hell Solstice, the new skin.
Yeah.
With the light sense, it sounded like the original Hell, and that's what I don't like with the voice packs and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I think they did the Solstice one on purpose that way, but I understand. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I mean, with a calculator, you can do so many different voices. Why just with the same?
True.
That's true. That's cool. So, any other questions you got for us?
When is FG going to?
What was that?
When is FG3000 going to stream on his channel?
When is he going to stream on his channel? When I'm working on getting him to stream on Smite Game first, then maybe on his channel. Baby steps. Baby steps.
I'll take that.
That's right.
I'm looking forward to it. I need to, and I'll kind of to anybody who cares. I need to get back to streaming. Thank you. I need to get back to streaming because I run into an issue when I play Smite. That when I play Smite, I want to record for YouTube. And every time I'm playing by myself, I'm just recording for YouTube. I want to get back to just playing Smite just for fun, and I can't do it on my own. Like when I'm by myself and I play Smite, I'm hitting record because I'm like, why would I want to? What if I have an amazing game? I want to show everybody. But when I'm streaming, I have to just stream. I can't record. I don't record, so I need to go back to.
You can do both. You can do both. You can.
do both.
I do both. I do both. But the downside is your content is not YouTube focused like what you're used to. So what you run into is you have to balance. You're doing like twice the work. You're streaming, and then you're also finding time to do YouTube focused videos. But I think he should. I agree with you and the rest of the community. I hope that he does. Start streaming, and when he does, we'll hook him up. We'll get him set up. We'll be good to go.
Nice.
Subscriber.
Yeah.
It's coming. I'll try to start with Smite Game first, and we'll see.
There you go. Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us. I appreciate it. You have a good night.
You too.
Alrighty. Awesome.
I like Buccaneers. Buccaneers is cool.
That's right. Someone in chat goes, FG, no post-production fixes when you stream. No cutting and pasting the pentakill.
Oh Lord, that'd be funny if I did that one day. Just make up a pentakill and just have DM Brandon's voice like over it.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, so let's see here.
Not gonna do that.
So let's go ahead here. We'll bring in. Let's see. Let's go take another question here via email. This one's from Daniel. Okay, what is your thoughts on the pro scene of Smite? I'm coming from League. I'm not famous, but I was fairly high ranked. How do you think the transition from Smite to League main support in League of Legends? But I am very versatile. I have a lot of champs to master, but I am able to play ranked. But is it easy or a hard transition? I think it's going to be a hard trend. You have the mechanics down as you're understanding a MOBA, and you're understanding like 4 abilities and items, so that's great for you. I think it works out well. What I think does not work out for you is the movement, and I think that's something you're going to have to get used to with completely skill shot based, and the movement is completely different. You're not clicking to move around your screen. You're using the ASD, and then also using your mouse. So I think that's going to be your biggest hurdle. Once you overcome that hurdle, I think you'll do good, but just because you were like high ranked in League, I don't see it transitioning perfectly. I think there's going to be that 6-month period where it's going to take you to get used to the movement, which is most important, and those skill shots. You can't just click on an enemy and hit 2 and hope that ability is going to hit them. Like it's a totally different setup there. So that's my thoughts. What about UFG?
I don't have anything to add to that, but someone in chat says Hindu Man has a great video for people transitioning from Smite or to Smite from League of Legends.
Of course he does. Of course he does.
You can also check out Hindu Man's video.
Yep.
I don't know what it is. I'm pretty sure it's YouTube Hindu Man Smite. You'll find it. I'm sure.
Okay, perfect. There you go. That's right. Can't miss it.
Done.
Sweet. Well, good deal. So let's see what else we got here. What other topics do we have we're going to talk about? I don't want to miss out on any. With a community question, Smite in 2015. What was
That's such a general thing. I just threw that in there just in case we had time.
Oh,
Don't
okay.
hold me to it. Don't hold me to it.
Okay. Well, Pop Fritz is back in the queue, so let's see what he wanted. Pop Fritz, welcome back. What's up? What's up? What'd you want?
Okay, my first question. My first question is, what did you like about Smite World Championship, and what would you like to see in the new Smite World Championship?
I like the kind of like second room with all the different stuff to keep you busy. I felt like they could have added more. Hey, don't be chatting, typing when I'm talking here. Come on now. I'm kidding. I like the Hall of the Gods. I thought that was really cool. I thought it could have been a little bit bigger, available with more Xbox. Xbox is available for play. Some more to do for people that were there. I mean, I understand everything was going on in the main venue. Some of the stuff that the sponsors had was cool. Like Red Bull was giving out, free Red Bulls the whole time. You had your 3D printing guys there, Sandboxer, so that was pretty sweet. I'm trying to think. Alienware was there. They had like the cool, like the truck outside with like stuff playable. They didn't really have much inside though. They just kind of had like some of their stuff on display. Curse was there, but there's only so much they could really like demonstrate except for like what was in game. So it was cool. I don't know what I would say, it would be nice to see more of, but maybe more to do for people that weren't like in the main area watching the event. So that's just my thought. What do you think, FG?
That's pretty good. I do as far as talking about what things I liked. I thought the actual place, the stadium, the arena, whatever you want to call it, it was really, really well suited to have an event there.
Oh yeah.
There was lots of like empty movie posters, so they put Smite characters all over the place. There was tons of extra rooms, like you said, there was an Xbox room where you can go in and just sit down on some couches and play Xbox. And they had PC set up, so if you just wanted to play Smite, you could just play Smite. I like the fact that it was kind of like my favorite part about the whole event. Well, not favorite, but one of my favorite parts about the whole event was right before the very first game between Titan and COG Prime. They turned off all the lights and they were like, "Here's Barracuda!" And then they had all the smoke come out and they came running down the aisle like WWE. I thought that was so awesome. That was such a good touch.
Except
he was like, "What up?"
Except the only funny thing was like all the Titan guys kind of came in together, but the COG guys came like one at a time. Like they were waiting. So like the Titan guys came in and there was a little space between them, but like they were like clapping, hitting hands and stuff like that. And so it worked out fine. It was like so and so, and then they're like, Omega.
Yeah.
Barracuda, and then there'd be like this huge gap. Like they wanted their own individual introduction, so they didn't really come in. Yeah, it was kind of funny. It was funny.
That was really fun. That was really fun. So that was like one of my favorite parts. Just the presentation was really good. I haven't had a chance to look at the stream, so I don't know how it translated to stream.
Yep.
But the presentation was really, really good.
Yeah.
So like I said, if you can start saving money now, it cost me. I'll go ahead and tell you, I live in Texas. It cost me $750 to get there, and I rented the car.
Dude, I don't know.
You can get by.
You flew. I don't know why you flew. I drove. I drove 10 hours with 2 other guys, and it was fine. You just drove like 3.5 hours, whatever, give or take, and it was fine. It saved us all that money. Think of it. If all three of us bought a plane ticket, like, are you kidding me? Just if you have other people, just drive it. Just drive it.
Oh yeah, well, just drive it then, and you split your cost 3 or 4 ways. So you can make it there. You will have fun, even if you don't know anybody there. You will find people. Like I was just sitting down. They didn't know who I was. People just started talking to me instantly. I would just be watching the game. People were like, "Oh, did you see that?" Blah blah blah. Everyone has an instant rapport because we're all here to watch Smite. So find a way to get there, Pop, is what I'm saying.
Oh, that's kind of hard.
What else you got?
My second question is kind of like 2 parts, so I'll just give you the first part. Should we be able to get 3 consumables, or like more than 2 regular wards and more than 1 sentry?
What do you think? What do you think?
Interesting. Well, your support, man, that's like right up your alley. You know what I mean? Like if you had an extra slot, you can actually buy your green, your blue, and then a ward as opposed to I don't multi-pod and stuff like that.
I don't think you should be able to buy more than that. I mean, it's plenty enough. I mean, the thing is, I usually don't start out with any wards. I go with four mana, 4 health, and then my second backing is when I usually purchase the 2 wards in order for your placement in dual lanes. So I don't know that it's necessary. And as the match goes on, you just find yourself buying wards for the consumable slot. So I think 2 is enough. I mean, I don't see it, but it's a good question though, without a doubt. Anything else you got before we move on to our next person?
This is my second part. Should we be able to buy more than 2 actives, and if we like buy an active and then run out of the base, be able to sell it?
I think you should be able to sell it. I'm trying to be careful because I've walked out of the base with Eye of Providence before, thinking it was freaking beads. And I want to, if I'm like in that vicinity, I want to be able to go back and sell it before I've done anything with it. I agree. I don't really see a problem with being able to sell an active at that point. I don't see the point of having 3 though. That's just too much. But yeah, selling, yes.
Well, awesome. Well, we'll take one more caller here before we round out the show. So, Pop Fitz, thanks for coming on, man.
Thank you.
2 times over, Pop.
Alrighty. Ghost, welcome to SmiteTalk. How's it going?
Hey, how's it going? FG Octane.
Hey, so what are we going to talk about today? What do you want to talk about? Still there? Still there? Push the talk. Push the talk button. Hit the push the talk button. Do it.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can. We can hear you now.
Okay. Yes. Change it to free talk at the last second.
That's fine. Awesome. So that's okay. So what do you want to talk about?
I just wanted to have a little chat about Wheelix. What do you guys think? Specifically her ult.
She's so good right now. Have you played her recently? Like, I've been seeing people play her like today, like a ton, and like she's tearing up.
I've played a couple games as her, but I'm actually quite terrible at what she does. I need more games before I can master that.
Okay.
But on more than one occasion in arena, I have fought against a Wheelixes that have complete. Yeah, I fought against a Wheelixes in arena that have completely destroyed my team because of that ult. So, just what do you think specifically about the range on her ult? Do you think it's too much, or
what do you got, FG?
I'm okay with the range. And as far as like a Wheelix as a whole, I think she's gonna have to have that type of range, right? Because there's a lot of punchers that are not gonna backflip right on top of you. I mean, they will if you're in melee range, but a lot of them see you coming and backflip preemptively. So I think it kind of requires to have that type of range. I hate her when she's on another team because, like I said today, I grinded up Hu Yi to like half of rank 2, and she was like in all my games, and And the first time it happened, I knew if I play on her, if I play Neath and I backflip, she's gonna pull me down. But for whatever reason, it didn't like register. Like Hu Yi's is the same thing. You're up in the air. So I was like, boop, 3, I'm out of here, Awilix. No, you're not. So I love Awilix, and I love her for more than just the fact of herself. And sidebar, just a little bit. I talked to high res KP for about 30 minutes when I was at the SWC, and I was kind of asking him questions about God design and what we're going to see in 2015. And he said things like Awilix, things like Hu Yi, these are the things that we're going to see in 2015. And what I mean by that is counter gods, right? For the entire time you've been in Smite, there hasn't been an answer to Neath backflipping away from you. Yeah. You just shoot on, see ya.
Grab, pull out. I haven't seen that yet.
Grab and pull out of the sky, right?
I have not seen that.
There's no answer for people that go invis. Oh, yes, there is. Now there is. So you're going to see a lot of gods that are very counter. So I like Awilix because we're getting to the point where all these gods with like everything in their toolkit and they can do everything. I hate it. I'm okay with gods like Awilix that have a certain specific role, and my role is making sure that people can't just jump away from you. That's Awilix. So I think she's fantastic. She's in a good spot. Speeding up her 3 was a good.
Yeah, the recent change. Yep. Yep.
Speeding that up was a good thing, and she's pretty balanced. Yeah. So she's not bad.
Yeah, no, that's a good one. All right, well, thanks for. You got another question?
I do actually.
Okay, go for it.
What do you guys think about the future of items like Magi's Blessing in the future? Because
I hope they stick. I hope they stay.
Because I hear DM complain a lot about CC immunity, and I was wondering what's your opinion on that?
I think they have a place. I don't think they need to go away. I think CC immunity is necessary. It definitely, especially not only as, for example, Magi's Blessing. Huge item for warriors, huge item for supports. I use it all the time for Guardians, sometimes even picking it up 4th. I think it's a great item to have. So I am all for those types of items. What do you think, FG?
Yeah, Magi's. So Magi's is not broken in my opinion because it's so easy to pop that bubble on a move that all you have to do is just hit him with any type of move that has any type of CC, even light CC, like a slow. Hit him with that and you're done. Like if you're Geb, I'm just gonna pop your bubble real quick. Like it's so easy. So it's very counterable. In fact, if you ask me, I want more from Magi's. I want to be able to if I'm taking damage for like 30 seconds, I want 2 stacks of Magi's.
Whoa!
You know what I mean? I want my Magi to stack. So, in my opinion, I think Magi's is fine. It's perfect, right? You buy that, you lose damage, right? And you get a small chance to get away from someone if they only have 1 CC. There's tons of guys that are still going to stop you regardless. So, yeah, to me, it's fine.
Yeah, no, I agree. Sweet. Well, Ghost, thank you for the questions today. I do appreciate it.
All right. Pleasure to be on your show, guys.
All right. Well, guys, that's going to go ahead and round out our show here. Before we go ahead and say goodbye, I want to let you guys know to go on iTunes, go on Android, and look for the show, SmiteTalk. The audio version is available on both platforms. Give us some 5-star reviews on there. Download the show and enjoy it on your way to work or at the gym, whatever kind of fits you there. So before we head out, FG, where can people find your content if they are not familiar with your current YouTube channel?
Then you need to get familiar with the current YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/fitnessgamer3000. And in 2015, this man, FG3000, uploads videos Monday through Friday. I take Saturday and Sunday off, sorry. But 5 videos a week. Smite.
Whoa! That a boy. Guys, for me, you guys can check me out on Twitter, on Twitch, and on YouTube. Octane Pro, SCII. I'll go ahead and put that in chat. Once again, Octane Pro SCII. So please make sure that you guys do check that out. You guys can check out all that information. Twitter is one of the best spots to keep up to date with me. I'm constantly posting on Twitter when shows are going live, when giveaways are going down, stuff like that. So there's some cool stuff over there. Also, want to shout outs to High Res Studios for going ahead and allowing us to have this on their channel. Super cool for Smite Game to allow us to host this on their channel. Before I go away, I want to let you guys know of a cool website here. If you guys haven't checked out SmiteCentral.com, they have this cool website. It's like a loot tracker. So if you're one of those people that loves giveaways, likes to get in on giveaways, doesn't really have the funds available to purchase a lot of skins and stuff like that, check out SmiteCentral.com/loot. I'll put it in chat. Check that out. You could go there and see all these giveaways in the Smite scene going on. Gems and skins and other really cool stuff. There's hardware in there. So go there, check it out. SmiteCentral.com/loot. Go win yourself some free cool stuff. And from myself, from FG3000, we appreciate you guys hanging out with us tonight. We'll see you guys next time. Take care, everybody.